Happy spring training, White Sox fans. We are getting our first look of baseball action this year, and how exciting is that? First, we have to take a look at the most important part of spring training, which is just getting through the days without injury. We are mostly in good shape. Jose Abreu missed a couple of days at the very beginning through his intake. He tested positive for COVID. Apparently, no lingering effects of that. Hopefully, he has a clean bill of health moving forward on the season, and he won't have any of those lingering effects that Moncada had to deal with last year. Most troubling thing so far is that Yasmani Grandal twisted his knee during some running drills, and he's missed every game so far, and we don't even have a timeline yet when we will see him this spring. He's a veteran. He shouldn't need all that much time to get back into the swing of things, if you will, but especially as a catcher, you have to really be concerned when there's a knee injury involved. On the plus side of that, him being out of the lineup so far has given us a lot of opportunity to see all of our other catchers, and there's going to be a big battle for who wins that backup catcher position. We'll get into that later in this episode. More good news, Nicky Madrigal will be coming back from his shoulder surgery that he had in October of last year. He is scheduled to make his first game appearance this coming Monday. And on a very minor note, Adam Engel twisted his ankle. He's expected to miss just a couple of days and be right back. Shouldn't be anything to worry about. Again, the best news of all is that Moncada is fully recovered from COVID. We saw him steal a base already this year, and really it's when making those big sprints, even short bursts of energy, that's when he just seemed gassed, and he really does seem like he's back to his old self now. At this point, as I'm recording this video, the Sox are sporting a record of 0-2-2. Yes, 2 ties, no wins yet on the season, which really that just tells you how important it is to pay attention to things like record, which is not at all during spring training. That said, Tony La Russa has a really interesting approach that he says he wants to get these guys into the habit of winning, to create a culture of winning games. Probably later in the preseason, he is going to really take an approach that he's managing these games like they are regular season games, and he'll want to win all of them. That's when we should really pay attention to how many games we're winning, what our record is, maybe just over that last window, that last 2 weeks or so of the season. The question of the week I have for you to leave in the comments, and I will address this, I'll make a video about this just this coming weekend, so you have a small window of opportunity to respond, is do you have a favorite spring training memory? Maybe you went to a game out in Tucson, or back in the day out in Sarasota, Florida. Did you even just have a fun experience watching a game, listening to a game on the radio as a kid? Share your favorite spring training game memory. We'll share that this coming weekend. So looking at the schedule so far, we've only been able to watch the Sox play the Brewers, Angels, and Rangers. We've missed a couple of games off air. The Royals on Wednesday, Giants Thursday. But fortunately, it was just announced that Friday's game against Seattle will be on MLB TV, so we'll get a little bit more game action. But Saturday, they're going dark again, and then on Sunday, we'll be able to watch them play the Rockies. The biggest highlight that we've been able to see as fans so far has to be that first inning against the Rangers, where we saw Lucas Giolito pitch a dominant first inning, striking out 2, and that was followed up by designated hitter, first baseman of the future, Andrew Vaughn, hitting a monster 3-run home run, and just getting that little sliver, that little sample of the future of the White Sox has been definitely exciting. So as I mentioned at the top, the catching battle, the backup catcher specifically, we have Jonathan Lucroy, who was signed on a minor league deal, I believe it was just less than a month ago. He's gotten some time in the field. He hasn't looked great in the field, but he has looked just more than capable with the bat so far, and it's making it a more difficult proposition, because of course we have Zach Collins, we have Sebi Zavala, and we have Yerman Mercedes. We thought those 3 guys would be competing for the backup catcher position, but then you throw one more person into the mix in Jonathan Lucroy, and that just really ups the competition. It should help make the backup catcher a place of strength again after we've lost James McCann, and of course he was such a big part of the team the last 2 years. That position does take a greater importance if Grandal's knee issue ends up being a bigger problem than we know about. So at least over the next couple of weeks, Mercedes, Collins, and Lucroy will get some good playing time in order to prove themselves. And Collins has definitely taken advantage of it. To be honest with you, all 3 of them have had good showings so far. In the unaired game against the Royals, Collins homered and had 2 hits as a DH. So far in this very limited action, here is how these 3 players have fared. Collins has been 2 for 4 with a home run, an RBI, 2 walks, no strikeouts. Jonathan Lucroy was 2 for 2 with a double, no strikeouts. Yerman Mercedes is 3 for 5 with a double, a run scored, an RBI, and also 0 strikeouts. Of course, Collins, with those 2 walks thrown in there, that is a big part of his game. One of his strengths is that he has a very good eye, so he gets on base a lot. Another player having a good start to spring and very limited action is Nick Williams. Now, Williams was signed on a minor league deal back in January. He was really picked up as another potential impact left-handed bat, somebody that might be on the periphery that is ready to break out in the major leagues. The tough thing will be making this team because there is so much competition to get on it. So far, he's 2 for 4 with 2 runs, and he has struck out just once. In order for him to make the team, he'll have to push someone else out. The outfield obviously is set with Eloy, Luis, and the Eaton, Engel platoon in right. Leury Garcia is our super utility player who can play anywhere on the field, but he is better defensively in the outfield. If Williams comes aboard as our 5th outfielder, that would kind of push Leury Garcia into taking over infield backup duty, which would likely push out Danny Mendick. And of course, if Vaughn makes a team right out of spring training, that pretty much guarantees that Williams will not make the team. Another fun aspect of spring is always just watching our youngsters develop. Right now, we're seeing a lot of at-bats and playing time given to Miker Adolfo, who is our number 9th ranked prospect, Luis Gonzalez, number 16, Blake Rutherford, number 17, and Gavin Sheets, number 24. Nobody's really set the world on fire yet, but it is a very, very small sample size, and really just nice to see these guys get some reps. Hitting from the left side, which is the easiest path to the major leagues, Gonzalez, Rutherford, and Sheets all hit as lefties. The youngest of this mix is Rutherford at 23 years old, and the oldest is not much older, with Gonzalez at 25. These guys are all very close to being major league ready, which means that chances are the majority of them will end up being traded away somewhere. So it'll be interesting to see. It's always great to have more depth in the minor leagues, but these guys, some of them, their minor league options are dwindling, and it's going to be a make or break time. We have to give a shout out to a guy who's having the best bad spring perhaps ever, and that is Jake Berger. And why do I say bad? Well, because he's 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts so far. But why is it a great spring? Because he's on the field still. He is a guy that has suffered 2 seasons in a row of having a ruptured Achilles. It has been a long, painful path for him to get some regular playing time. He's missed a lot of time. Because of all of that missed time, though, he still has 3 minor league options left. Former first-round pick, if you saw the last video I posted. He will be with this team for a while and will be a great depth option if he can stay healthy. He's lost 40 pounds apparently between last year and this year, which is incredible. And that should help him stay on the field as well, losing that weight. Not going to dive into pitching very much here. We really haven't seen many pitchers that are likely to make the opening day roster throw for us so far. Obviously, we saw Lucas Giolito a couple days ago. He threw 2 pretty impressive innings. And then we've seen some bubble players like Bernardo Flores and Zach Birdie. Birdie is ranked by Fangraphs as their number 6 prospect. We saw them pitch in relief behind Giolito. The arm I'm really excited about seeing is Michael Kopech. He has yet to make his spring debut, and I don't know if there's a schedule yet for him, but I'm sure it'll be sooner than later. He is the biggest question mark on the team, where exactly he fits. I do believe if he is fully healthy and firing on all cylinders, if he's really fully conditioned and in the good swing of things, I would assume that he'll start in the bullpen and maybe pick up a spot start here or there. And then maybe by midseason, he will push or challenge at least Carlos Rodon for that 5th starter spot. There's also the chance that he starts in the minor leagues to get more time pitching regularly and build up his stamina. Today, as I'm recording this, Lance Lynn is making his spring debut, so that'll be fun to see. It's too bad this one's not televised. And a quick look at the offensive leaders for the White Sox this spring. We have Yermin Mercedes and Luis Robert with 3 hits apiece. And for Luis, who already looks just very comfortable, and by the way, Jose Abreu also coming back from COVID, he looked amazing in the limited action we were able to see him in, hitting with confidence and power. Luis Robert has 2 doubles out of his 3 hits. Only home runs hit so far have been from Zach Collins, Adam Engel, and Andrew Vaughn, and 3 walks apiece for Leury Garcia, Gavin Sheets, and Andrew Vaughn. It's great to see Vaughn with the power and patience combination. It makes you think of maybe a young, very young Frank Thomas. So in the next video, which will be going live just this coming weekend, again, tell me your favorite spring training memories, and also I'm going to address your trade proposals. So put on the hat as a White Sox GM. Do you see a trade out there that maybe people haven't noticed yet that could be for another starter? Some people are still wanting that Charlie Blackmon trade to go through. What would you propose to the Rockies to get that done? Or any other trades that you think could really help the team? We've got a lot of pieces that we could trade away without weakening our current roster. So thanks for watching. Play ball, and I'll see you next time.